Right, here's a little video today, not quite as planned as things go. It's always a little bit unexpected. I'd had hoped to bring another part of the Bonneville wiring loom small headlight refurb project, but I've not managed to get a chance to do anything because we've had a slight incident with the DRZ. My chain snapped on the way back from work the other day, kicking myself really because I knew from the day I got it that it had one of those clip links, which I hate on chains, and yeah, that finally gave up the ghost on the way home. So there was a bit of pushing and then a bit of blagging a lift and then a bit of borrowing a van to get it back. So, you know, you learn some, but there you go. So new chain is on order, but I'm getting everything off at the moment, trying to extract where the chain had wrapped round the front sprocket. Not too much damage, little scrape on the back wheel where the chain flung out through the back, but yeah, that's about it. Sheared off bolt on the front sprocket cover, so that can be sorted. Also had a pain in the ass with the Corolla, my super duper Toyota Corolla that Jen's driving through the winter. Loads of crap going on with that, and trying to get ABS sensors out and things like that, which is just also really boring to me as well. I don't enjoy doing that, but it needs to be done. So yeah, so I've stuck up a little video in case I don't get enough of this finished over the weekend, and this was one that I've had in the kind of in the bank, if you like, just in case I was just bored a while back. But enjoy and rock and roll. How's it going? Here's a little video, and it's going to be, well, I'm filming it in between all the wiring loom stuff on the Bonneville. Just waiting for a few bits to come in, and I've got a little bit of spare time, so I thought I'd have a bit of a play in the shed on the DRZ. I've obviously got from the Bonneville, because the bottom mount should be hopefully going on. I've still got the LSL Clubman headlight, which is actually a pretty nice light, you know, so I'd quite like to do something with that, so I thought I might start playing around with the DRZ. So I'm going to have a go at seeing what it would look like to mount a round lamp on that and get rid of the sort of standard motocrosser fairing, because this is, I'm pretty certain this is all going to get stripped down, this bike, and something fairly different will happen with it. It's not going to look like this for very long. So yeah, I'm just going to have a little tinker with that and film it and see if it makes for a fairly interesting video. So stock headlight on here, sort of rectangular one with the little bikini fairing type thing. Behind there, it's just got the well, sort of mounting brackets here which hold the whole assembly onto the forks, and then there's like a plastic roll that's got all the electrics in it. I'm hoping most of them will fit inside the headlight. There's not an awful lot there, so yeah, it's just going to be a bit of fun. So that's what it looks like, and then 3 bolts will whip this off and start having a little look. Well, that's what we've got to contend with. So just the lamp you see on the mounting brackets here. So I'll probably just take the top yoke off to slide all that off. Bunch of wire in there, and yeah, that's about it. So really just got to tear it all apart, undo bolts and stuff. Actually, looking at it, it was way easier just to drop the whole front end really, because it was just well, brake caliper, 2 bolts, pinch bolts that would have had to been slackened anyway, and a speedo cable, and it just, whole thing slid out. So
that was going to be the easiest way of doing it rather than take the top yoke off. So now we'll just, it looks like that should just all come free in one big chunky mess. It should just be the light, the bulb. Yep, there we go. Oh, and the relay too. What? Put the camera down for this. Get it. Right, so the simply just slid the clamps on. Going to start. Well, I have started feeding some of the wiring through. I did strip it back a little bit and then just separate it into a slightly easier kind of sections to move around in there. Yeah, and I'm now trying to find where I've put the. I had those nice little countersunk bolts, black ones with the black kind of dress-up washers that would have been perfect for bolting through there, and I can't find them. Don't know where I've put those, but yeah, just got to plug it all back in, try and rearrange the wiring inside there so it's neat and tidy, and see how it looks. That's probably doing my head in. I cannot find where I've put those black bolts and those washers. I mean, I could just use some ordinary Allen bolts, stick a washer on the side, but it looks a little bit, well, I know this is a bit of a ghetto vibe, but I like to dress it up a little bit properly, so just rummaging around. I've got some bolts like that. Of course, we've got this shoulder on the back of them, so that's not going to sit flush. I could either cut that down, or it might be just quicker to enlarge the hole there marginally and just use that as a space for it to sit on. I'll have a play around, but yeah, that is rather irritating. I'll have to watch back on some of the other videos, see if I see myself putting them anywhere. Okay, and so the plan is, don't want to spend too much time on this because I just need to get it all together, get ready to ride to work tomorrow morning. So I'm just going to drill out this little spacer here, so that just sleeves over it like that. That'll do. Perfect. Right, as I'm going along again, there's a little extra little thing I want to do, which will become apparent when I show you. But gonna have to take I need a bolt this long, but I've only got shanked M8 bolts. So that's one in there in the tap that I've put in the vise. So I'm just having to just tap all the way through there to create a thread right to the end. Seems to have done the job nicely. Okay then, so everything's fitted into the headlight bucket. There's the old bodge kind of thing that bothers me because I would have had the perfect bolts for that, and I'm a bit narked that it's not exactly what I wanted, but that will do the job for now until I do find the other ones. So I've got to get this ready for tomorrow morning to get to work. So that bolt I've just tapped is there, so it's gone through. So it's longer than the headlight bracket bolts I had, and that's because obviously I had the in fact here it is. Get it out there now. It's jammed up there. There we go. So that's the relay for the indicators, and that went on a bracket about here that's sort of fixed on the old headlight section. So I obviously can't have that just dangling. Can't really fit it in there. I was thinking the bolt here, maybe mount it there, but it looks a bit ugly and you can see it. So what I'm going to do is mount it up here, and I've got a couple of these sort of L-shaped brackets that were left over from They were the little projector LEDs that went on the SR250. I didn't use these brackets, so I'm just going to use one of those. I've poked it through the rubber housing there, so that gives me a little mounting point for it, and then that will fit up there quite nicely. And then I'll just bolt that through on there and hold it in place with 2 nuts, so it's just sat up there. But gonna have to do that with 2 hands rather than 1. There we go. So perfectly hidden away underneath there. Quite neat. Doesn't get in the way of any of the movement. So yeah, I think that one works. I can't even see it really, and kind of pretty much in the same position that it was as standard. So now I'm just going to get the front back on, although I am now thinking ahead of what I'm going to do indicator wise. Obviously I've got the little indicators I've had on here. I might lose these actually. I'm going to curse the British weather now by saying we're almost in March, so it's probably going to start getting a bit warmer. They are, you know, they keep some of the, deflect some of the crap off, but yeah, I might lose them, I might not. Eventually they will go, obviously, but I'm thinking I'm feeling like stripping it down to the bare bones as much as possible at the moment, just to give me some ideas. So yeah, but regardless of that, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. Because they plugged in up here before, I've only got that much indicator wire on them, so I either need to extend these wires to go into the headlight bucket, or maybe rig something else up. And I was just looking at the mount for the ones that are on the Bonneville, because these are going to change, or I'm fairly sure they're going to change. So I was thinking I could. There's not really any flat surface to drill and tap 2 bolts on there at the moment, because we've got these lumps here for the mudguard mount. We've got 1 tapped hole here, which I could in theory drill 1 hole and have it sat there, but I don't really want to drill a hole in this in case I do end up using this bracket back on the Bonnie, and also 1 hole, it's a little bit wibbly wobbly, so I might just mount it with the 2 existing holes directly onto the mudguard like that, and then just rotate the indicators round. I mean, let's face it, I've drilled holes in all the bodywork so far, so I might as well drill some in this. I'm not too precious about it. It looks quite sort of unobtrusive there like that, so yeah, do you know what, I'm going to go for it. Right, so I whipped the mudguard off, just lined that up, measured it up, stuck that on, got my 2 little holes, so just drill them. There we go, 2 holes in, ready to go. I'm going to stick some nylon washers underneath here just because it's a slight radius, just to take up the difference. But yeah, not too in your face either. If should this not work out and I want to change it back, yeah, you're not really going to see them too much. But as you can tell, I'm not being too precious about this. But yeah, just get this bolted on now and then stick it all back on. Alright then, so there we go, it's mounted on there. I did have a thought once I put it on there what it would look like if it was flipped and they were down there. Actually, I did have them up here because I thought the visibility would be better, but it's all right. They could all be doing with being a bit lower, but at the moment this isn't really so much for looks and stuff. It's more for just function really. But while we're here, just double check I've got them going the right way around. Yep. Cool beans. That is going with the real one as well. Good. Excellent. So I've got those the right way around. But yeah, I rather like that. Looks quite nice and neat. So see if I can get the front on now. Front of the light, and have a look how the whole lot looks together. Okay, there we go. Lights on. Just a bit of a different look. Check everything's good. I mean, it is actually a far better light than the than the stock ones, so visibility is always good. But while I'm at it, I think I am in a bit of a remove as much as we can. So I think we're going to get rid of the handguards and these now. Might even get rid of these side panels, just really start stripping it down. We'll have a look. Do these bits first, because also I want to get rid of all this malarkey. But that's all fitted together all right, isn't it? Completely pointless exercise, but fun nonetheless. Well, as the song is singing, everything must go. So side panels are off, handguards are off. A little bit of a stripped down, mean, street fightery DRZ vibe going on. Yeah, quite liking the little facelift. So yeah, then we'll call that one done. And yeah, the first phase of that changing. It's quite interesting, really. It has sort of transformed the look of the bike a bit. Not massively, but yeah. There we go. I mean, if me being normally very picky, if I would have dropped that right down there, but I haven't got enough stretch in the wiring loom at the moment. So like I say, this is literally just weekends, just messing around, kind of working stuff out. So yeah, that will all be changed when I decide what I'm going to do with this bad boy. Yeah.
So there we go, slightly pointless video really of me just messing around for no reason other than it's just a mess around. Just felt like having a play with the bike, changing its look slightly. It's also quite nice to have a bit of a sort of tentative nose around, give myself some ideas what I'm going to do with it for a good drastic makeover. Few ideas zooming round, but yeah, there we go. So, bit silly but bit fun. That's it. Right, thanks for watching, see you next time.